How's it going, and welcome back to the Marvel Snap deck highlight here on YouTube. Today we're going to be revisiting what's one of my favorite decks in Marvel Snap right now, and that is Mr. Negative. Before we dive into the details though, remember if you enjoyed this sort of thing to like the video and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. I'm putting out a handful of Marvel Snap focused videos here per week, and I wouldn't want you to miss any. Mr. Negative, I think, is probably the most interesting deck building problem in Marvel Snap currently. So on reveal, swap the power and cost of all cards in your deck. This means cards we're looking to leverage from Mr. Negative are going to have high costs and low powers to start. So that way when he inverts reality, they end up with really low costs and really high power. This makes cards like Arnim Zola here really fantastic, as well as White Tiger, and obviously Iron Man, who becomes a 0 mana 5 power card that then doubles all your power at a given location. Now, the key to making this deck work really feels like maximizing your deck so it has potential even when we don't draw our key card, which is why we also have this kind of on reveal sub theme here with Jubilee and White Tiger and Zola and ultimately Odin at the top end of our curve, who's a little bit of a Nanbo with Mr. Negative himself, becoming a 8 mana 6 power card that we can't play, but Odin is instrumental in winning most of the games where we don't draw Mr. Negative. New cards that we're trying out today that weren't in the previous build, if you watched the last time we played this deck, is Nakia is a card I've been really impressed with because she's a 3-drop that we can play out proactively early that adds a lot of power to stuff in our hand, but she's also a fantastic 3-power 1 mana play after we Mr. Negative. Ronin is a really fantastic counter to Devil Dinosaur, especially once you invert this, it becomes a 0 mana 4 power card that then matches the power of any Devil Dino at the location where you play it out. And then the card that I've got the most questions about as I've worked on narrations of this deck is Sandman here. So Sandman says players can only play 1 card per turn, and he becomes a 1 mana 4 power card once we invert him with Mr. Negative. The thing that's a little bit awkward with Sandman is that this deck is good at playing multiple cards on the last turn of the game. That being said, there's a lot of key decks in the current metagame, such as Nova Carnage, that are even much better than us at playing lots of cards on the last turn. Deploying a Sandman on turn 5 against a Nova player that's not expecting it ultimately means you get to lock up games that you otherwise would lose when they flood the board with double Nova plus Carnage. This is a card that when it's good against your opponent, you want to play it out, but when it's not good against your opponent, you typically want to hold it back, maybe adding on the last turn for additional power, but not for the disruptive element if it's going to be more disruptive to you than it is to them. At any rate, I hope you enjoy the game highlights that I have for you here today. I think this deck on the back of Mr. Negative with Arnim Zola gives you some of the biggest, flashiest end turns currently possible in Marvel Snap. They're a hoot and a holler. Enjoy, and I'll be back real soon with some more Marvel Snap stuff here on YouTube. How does one win this game? By having the most power at 2 of the 3 locations at the end of 6 turns. Every card has the cost in the top left and the power in the top right. Listen, chat, I didn't decide to wake up and be a bully today, but our Mr. Negative draws are proving to be the case, okay? We did snap. Yeah, I snapped on 1 when we drew the negative. And if anytime you have either of these 2 cards with negative, I think you should always snap on 1 with this deck. Alright, chat, do not put Mr. Negative into Karmatage. You'll have a bad time. He will flip your deck and then flip it back. These rocks could get us here, though. There's still 3 rocks in our 10 cards, so if we have some middling draws here, we could be in trouble. If we draw some bangers, though, 1 Jubilee, please, would probably be the best draw. We could drop her into Karmatage, then power through our deck. They are 0 mana 1 power things with Mr. Negative, that's true. Yeah, they are at least inverted rocks. Ooh, and we lost our Sunspot. Okay, we really need a big play here. Nakia. Okay, yeah, that could be worse, right? That makes these rocks be real cards. She's 3 power and she adds 9 or 12 power to my hand. She's a great addition. I did not have her in my first draft. And She's super powerful for sure. I think Sandman's the card I'm most uncertain of. It's a neat tech card for the Nova matchup. Nakia is definitely a banger. Ronin's been a good tech card too. Good anti-Devil Dino card. Speak of the Devil. Okay, and I think at this point, we just like play a bunch of stuff out, including Sandman, right? And we just like play whatever we draw next turn and we're good to go from there. All right, well, we're winning left, right? We're probably winning this game. Because and then Sandman is good with Ronin as well, because he can only go down by 2 power this turn now, and they can only play into one of these 2 locations, right? Arnim Zola here moves both of these into the central, right? Where we're already ahead more, so I think that's the play, huh? Just in case something crazy happens. Yes, Zola copies the cards directly. And again, they can only play 1 card here, so they should be torched. Yeah. Sweet. All right. Sunspot on 1, Nakia on 3, negative on 4. That's the snap. I think this deck's a hoot and holler. And I win more cubes than I lose with it. With the win rates of decks in this game is a really interesting question, because it's possible to be losing more games than you're winning, but also still be moving up the ladder by playing well with your snaps and your retreats. Cards cost 1 less. All right, well, now we're Mr. Negativing this turn. God, it has a sound effect too. Why is this game so clean? It's a shame this wasn't the second location, so we couldn't Nakia into Mr. Negative. But it is what it is. Man, if I could snap again, I would. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. This works how I want it to work, I believe. Sure does. Oh, God, this is filthy. Oh, wait, it flipped Mr. Negative again, though. I think that's fine. Like, our hand is pretty cracked already. So I can't White Tiger for 1 mana, but that's fine. We even low rolled with the Jubilee, chat. That was incredible. Or 1 in 6 to beat them. How can you play this game? You can lie and say you're from the Philippines using kind of VPN or relocation thing, or you can follow a tutorial on YouTube to sideload on an Android device. Stands not bad. We have Nakia into Jubilee here. Need a calculator on turn 6 every time. I mean, to be fair, like, those computations aren't that difficult to do off the cuff because the deck sizes are small. I sideloaded just now on BlueStacks to work seamlessly. My body is ready to Jubilee into some rocks. Yeah, we've hit Subterranea so many times today. Ready for a rock, chat? Nothing beats rock. Okay, I'll take a white tiger. One has 5 cards in hand. Ronin left, Sunspot right, I think. And then we'll Odin into the center next turn, I think, again. Get another white tiger trigger potentially. Okay, so our opponent skipped, which means they're going to Infinaut us this turn. So can we beat an Infinaut on the left or right and then also win center? I think we do, right? Because so Odin is plus 10 here, but then Murray Isle means that we gain 1 compared to them. So we're going to tie center with Odin, and then the Tiger jumps to one of these, and then we win the other on tiebreakers. Because we each win 1, but we'll be up more in the other one than they are, right? Yeah, I think we beat Infinaut here. They snap back. Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure Odin mid beats Infinaut. Let's find out. Quick cursory math without doing the finer details says we beat Infinaut here. Yeah, so the first and only tiebreaker in this game is total points. So they're up by 9 on the left, we're up by 15 on the right, so we're up by more, so we win. Solid game. Again, chat, I apologize to my opponents. I mean, we're just giving away cubes too, right? So we lost the last one we stepped like this, but it's like we're supposed to every time. Hey, Swimmer, thanks for the 17 months. Welcome back. You're a generous lord, exactly. God, why do we keep drawing Zola right before we negative, chat? At least we have Iron Man and Jubilee in our deck still at the moment. Jubilee would be a solid draw next turn. I think. You get for a year and a half. It's more than that, Defender Cat. 6 to 19 months. You can upgrade to your castle. Or sorry, castle is 2 years. Upgrade to your shield. Oh, and our cards cost 1 more this turn. Oof. If I Sandman here, and then we Iron Man for 5 here, and then we Zola the Iron Man for 5 to here and here, we should probably win left and center, right? I think is the play. Yeah, the small deck sizes makes computing the probabilities offhand really nice. Your opponent can't play cards at this location. Well, thankfully Zola doesn't play them. He adds them. Zola was only 7 on turn 5 because of the Dream Dimension, so he's back to 6 here. And we snapped on 1, so... So this Iron Man is Mr. Negatived, so it adds 10 power all on its own, and then it doubles up everything else that's already at these locations here. Play Nakia for bonus power. She costs 1. I only have 6. Yes, this could be Nova Carnage, but I think we're okay still, even if they Nova Carnage, right? We have a lot of power. Solid W. Another game that Sandman's probably responsible for winning. Caboose Man, Dan like wrote the entire bot. So like they programmed all of the MTG cards and stuff too. That's why it's pulling like the actual text up and stuff. Caboose Man had finagled us a fancy like URL search, Dan, before you came in to do it proper for us. It's not terrible, but it's not amazing either. We'll get to Nakia, and then Jubilee will give us an extra look at Mr. Negative. Thanks for the raid, Valen. Were you also playing Snap? If so, welcome on in. If you weren't playing Snap, welcome to folks. We're playing Marvel Snap this afternoon. It's a ton of fun. It's a all-digital card game by a company called Secondary. It's currently in closed beta. Okay, so my Iron Man probably means we can beat this Devil Dinosaur, right? Famous last words. Jubilee, right? And see what we get. Okay, now we're cooking with gas. Yeah, what are we doing? Arden puts 9 power into the 2 other spots. Yeah, but that probably means we lose the ongoing Citadel still, right? I guess that's probably fine though, right? Because they have to commit more to beat this. And then we like Iron Man mid. I'm gonna do this, because then I have a chance to Iron Man into both locations. Sorry, did I say a chance? I meant a guarantee. For a very good chance. Ooh, a piece of candy. I should have snapped going into the Zola turn. There's a good chance they concede here. Oh, they stayed. That's good for us. We're good there. Torched, right? Yep, by a lot. So long. Thanks for the cubes. Hey, thanks for making it all the way to the end of the video. Remember, if you enjoyed this and you want to see more deck breakdowns here on YouTube, tap that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything. I'll see you back again here real soon, hopefully.